What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to episode 2 of Jaylen McClain Monday. And we're here with Jaylen. What's good, man?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Yo, yo. So as we know, Jaylen, he plays football for Ohio State. They just secured a victory against the Michigan State Spartans this past Saturday night. How do you feel coming off that win?
No, it feels good, especially for me. That was my first ever road game, being in college, and then but in general, it was our first road game as a team this year. To go on the road and go to Michigan, to the Spartan home, beat them there. It's a feel good win for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you guys, like you said, just got on the road. We're officially in conference play. We really
Right.
into the meat and potatoes of the season. And obviously, oh, everybody's like doubting Michigan State. I think they're gonna do pretty good this week. I mean, this year. That was a real test for you guys. So walk me through like the whole process of how everything came about this week in preparation. Coming off of last week, you guys play what was that, Marshall? You
They
played
put Marshall.
Marshall. They ended up scoring first. And when you guys played Michigan State this past Saturday night, completely different story. Defense looked very much dominant. Walk me through how the preparation was for that.
Obviously we're gonna prepare for everybody like it's the same thing. But obviously, we knew what we had to do going into conference play. So we know it's gonna be a little bit harder. Obviously, the offense is gonna be a little different. Defense is gonna be a lot different. Even the special teams gonna be a little different. So we just had to make sure we kept a foot on the gas. Kept momentum for the Marshall game, despite it not being a conference game. But us going into the conference game in Michigan State, we just knew what we had to do. Type of business we had to take care of. Still gonna do the same preparation and practice. Still gonna be in the film room hard. We're gonna, just like I said, gonna treat everybody the same. But you just knew that it'd be a little bit harder going into conference play though.
For sure. And as you alluded to it already, this is your first ever road game. You're a freshman. How was that? How was the process of going on the road? Walk me through that.
No, it was cool. And at first, I thought it was gonna be a lot. Like taking the bus and taking the plane and get on the bus and going to the hotel and it was a lot. I feel like at first it was a lot, but I feel like it's something I'm just gonna have to get used to. You know what I mean? Just all the traveling and of the distance stuff like that. But thank God it wasn't like a long flight or anything like that. So it was pretty smooth for me.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, 2 weeks from now, you guys fly all the way across the country to Oregon, so
Yeah,
it'll be a lot
yeah.
different. Um, is there anything that happened on the trip that like you didn't expect, or vice versa?
Not really. I feel like I expected everything. It was just a fun experience in general, just the overall trip. Taking a plane and, being in a hotel with the same guys to be with, on a daily basis, be able to play ball with them at the same time. But, just being on the road in general, just being at a whole different stadium, it's just a completely different feeling to being at the ship. Sure.
Okay, cool. Jalen, did you visit Oregon at all during your recruitment?
Yeah, I visit Oregon.
Okay, so like at least you're a little bit familiar with that flight once you're gonna have to
Yeah,
get up on it and
it's
everything.
a long flight.
Yeah, that gotta be crazy. Like you said, you were under lights, played against Michigan State. Big, big game. Like it wasn't big in terms of like, okay, people thought it was gonna be a close matchup, but like lots of big moments in there. You had I think I forgot who was that who punched the ball out. It was like two little strip fumbles and everything, but
Yeah,
big plays
Jordan
on
Latham.
defense. Yeah, that was yeah. Crazy big plays. You guys really showed out and had like a couple of different moments in that game. What was the biggest takeaway defensively from that game for you?
Just start off fast. Obviously Michigan State came out fighting from the first play of the game. Trying to drive down the field. They had a couple little drives in that game, and then make them stop short. It's turnover, fourth down, or something like that. But either way, like we just gotta know, like for next game, like these teams will come out fighting just like Michigan State. You gotta start off a little faster so you keep that momentum going throughout the whole game.
Yeah. Okay, okay. You've officially played in your fourth game now, on the field for all four of those things. Did you notice anything different, in terms of like the play style, the speed of the opponent going from playing against Akron, Western Michigan, and Marshall to playing against a Big Ten opponent?
Obviously I don't like special teams and stuff like that from a majority play most of the time. You could definitely see like a big shift in, the type of speed that they bring, obviously the size that they got, in terms of like, blocking, hitting people. And then obviously, I'm getting a little bit more comfortable each game by game. So I feel like, with me getting more comfortable, the game kind of slowed down a little bit for me. But obviously it's going to keep getting harder.
Yeah, of course, of course. Michigan State, that's gonna be a team that's gonna be obviously you guys are gonna be playing those kinds of teams almost every year. I'm not sure if you guys play them every year now with the way that
Hmm.
the conference have shifted and everything, but there's a lot of new and young quarterbacks in the Big Ten. From what you saw watching the game, what did you think about Aiden Childs?
He was a good quarterback. I feel like obviously in the film, he was a really good, crazy, good runner. Maybe that to contain. We didn't see too much of him running like that when we played him, but like it was something that we had to watch out for. And obviously, he had a strong arm, so we had to make sure to stay on top of everything.
Yes, yes, for sure. It's crazy because like when I make content and everything, I try to talk about everybody. Try to talk about not just Ohio State, because obviously I'm an Ohio State fan. And it's
Right.
like I try so hard not to make like too many Ohio State videos, but then it's like every time I look up Jeremiah Smith and making some crazy play, I'm like, all right, I
Yeah.
obviously have to talk about this. What did you think about he had like back-to-back crazy
Yeah.
plays. From your perspective, what did you think about those plays that he were making?
So from the sideline, obviously, like this is like in a 2 minute situation, and we need some plays to be made. So I already knew the ball probably most likely going to him. So when the ball was just in the air, I saw him go one hand. I was like, oh, "There's just no way he just caught this ball."
Yeah.
Like obviously, we needed to see it to just keep moving fast, but like it was just crazy to see like they actually, when it was his time to make that play, he made it. It was just one hand, and then obviously, a couple plays later, Devin gets in the game, for one play makes the throw to JJ. He caught it one hand again and got in the end zone. And that's just what we needed. I mean, playmaker gonna make plays.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like he only needed one hand that whole drive.
Yeah,
He didn't even
yeah,
use his left hand at all. But like
exactly.
that comes from like playing against you guys each and every week when you
Yeah,
faced off against yourself, Denzel Burke, Igbenogson, Hancock, Matthews, all those type of guys. And like you
exactly.
go up and make those type of plays on a consistent
Right.
basis. That was a great game. I wanted to actually know, I thought about this. Obviously you going at it five, probably actually 6 days a week, 5 days a week practice, plus you have game day on Saturday. How much football do you actually get to watch yourself outside of everything going on with the Buckeyes?
Well, for college football, most of the college football I get to watch is probably just in the hotel waiting for my game, or if you have a noon game, watch some after. So that's pretty normal, I'll say. Just, I get to steal a couple games throughout the day. But for NFL, like I really can't watch NFL games because on Sundays you're right back at it at the Woody, watching film, practicing all over again. So I really don't get to watch NFL like I used to before.
Okay, okay. But you, like you said, you used to watch a ton of football. You said you used to study Sean Taylor a lot and a lot of different guys. And of course, you're a Giants fan. Now,
Right.
we're not about to talk about the Giants. I ain't gonna do that. Ain't even gonna talk about that, well, how they play. But I do want to know, who are your top five all-time favorite New York Giants?
Okay. So I'm gonna have to go Odell. That's who I like
At
used
number
to watch
one?
really growing up. No, I'm not I don't know about the order.
No order? All right, that's cool. You said
I
Odell.
know order, Odell for sure. Then I'm gonna have to go with obviously I have to go LT. Um then I'm gonna have to go with Saquon for sure. Michael Strahan, of course. And then who's my last guy? There's a couple people I can fit in this right here. I don't want to have to go. I might just have to go with Eli Manning on that one because he was my quarterback growing up. So I feel like he got a lot of wins and stuff like that. So I just have to go Eli.
Yeah, I ain't gonna cap. I was like, yo, how did he not say Eli? Yeah, I mean, he got y'all two rings
Yeah, so I'm saying he got us two rings.
Against Brady, so it's like he has to be on that, right?
He just fell off at the end for us, but he was my quarterback growing up for the Giants, so I had to put him in there.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like Eli Manning, he's one of those players that it's like he was never flashy. I don't think he was
Hmm.
never like the very best. So it's like he gets like underappreciated so much, honestly.
Yeah, he got the job done for us.
For
From
sure.
time to time.
So what did you think when in terms of Saquon Barkley? He ended up going to the Philadelphia Eagles. How did you
Yeah,
feel about that move?
that kind of hurt. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I got the same feeling from that from when I heard Odell went to the Browns.
For
That
real?
yeah, like I remember that day. It was hard, especially going to NFC's rival. Like it's kind of that hurts. You can't let that happen.
Is it like okay? I'm trying to understand. Obviously, I'm a Browns fan. So, dang, I don't even know how old you were when that happened. I wasn't like I wasn't even in middle school yet when it happened. But when LeBron left Cleveland for the first time
Hmm.
to go to Miami, is that how it felt when Saquon went to Philly, or was it a little bit different?
It was like that, honestly, because like he was the hero for the team, for the Giants, especially like coming off strong from his rookie year, and just from obviously he got hurt, but like he still was a really good player, probably the best player on the team,
Yeah,
like honestly. So but then to go to the team, he got blown out by in the playoffs and all that. Like you can't do that. Like you just
that's
can't do
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's kind of tough with like NFL, especially with running backs, because like those guys aren't really getting paid, so they got to go whoever is giving them like the biggest bag, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, yeah,
Yeah. All right, so this the weather's getting it's feeling like football season out there.
yeah,
You got a lot of like West Coast guys on your team. You got, Miles Lockhart,
yeah.
you're saying those kind of dudes. How do you think they're adjusting so far to this weather changing?
I feel like they pretty much got it now.
Yeah.
We all been here since the spring. We was here for a little bit of the winter time, so they
Yeah.
they know they know what it feels like a little bit. I'm
On
sure
the
they got.
field though, it's a little
Oh yeah, it is gonna be different. I forgot about that. They're gonna be on the field with it. I'm sure they'll be fine. They're gonna have to deal with it regardless. They know that, so they
yeah.
should be fine.
I remember when I interviewed Miles, and this was like right before he got there.
Uh,
I was like, "How are you gonna deal with this?" He was like, "Oh, I heard you don't wear like sleeves and stuff. You just put on like I think he said Vaseline." And
oh yeah,
I was like, I don't know about that, man. That can backfire pretty quickly. But
yeah, yeah. Vaseline, I guess helps, but when it's freezing, like how they say it doing Columbus, I don't know. If that's gonna be all I have to wear, but
all I
we
can
gonna
think
see.
about is the playoffs. My
Yeah.
year, our running back, he went with no sleeves. He could have wore sleeves, but he went with no sleeves, and he had on Vaseline, and bro fumbled like the first snap, and he was like, "Oh, it's the Vaseline. I was trying to stay warm," and everybody was so mad at him because it was back to slick. But
Yeah.
switching gears a little bit. Iowa's coming up this week. Completely different offense. I believe they have a new offensive coordinator. I think they still have the same, yeah, they still have the same quarterback, but he's coming
Hmm.
back from an injury, McNamara. I think he was injured.
Yeah.
Uh, how are you guys going about preparing for those guys? Is it like a whole different process, or is it pretty much same business as usual?
It's gonna be the same business as usual, but obviously, they're obviously running, it's a little bit different offense. A lot of run and stuff like that. We're just gonna have to contain them. Obviously it's gonna be hard, another conference game. Historically, they're a really well coached team. They play hard. You can just see that, in the film and stuff like that. So, obviously we're gonna have to toughen up, play in the trenches, just do what we gotta do.
For sure, for sure. I think the first time we talked, I think I asked you what game you was looking forward to the most. I think obviously besides Michigan, I think you mentioned the Oregon game.
Yeah.
Uh, this year, do you guys play Rutgers this year?
No, not this year, no.
Not this year. Okay, but looking forward to like looking at that slate that's coming up. I think one of the biggest games, depending on if they keep on developing, might be a really good matchup. Might end up being the Nebraska game.
Oh yeah.
And at one point in time, Dylan Raiola was committed to the Buckeyes.
Right.
Have you ever had any like conversations with him or whatever?
No, I actually never told him. He was committed way before I even, you know, probably even thinking to come here. I'm pretty sure. Like he was committed for a long time, and then that's when obviously he committed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nobody's really talking to him. So
Oh yeah, for sure. Um, Looking at that defense, you guys have come along, like I said, was a lot better performance starting off the game than it was last week. Denzel Burke, crazy performance. You also had a lot of guys making a lot of plays, like Cody Simons on that fourth and was it fourth and inches, fourth and one, fourth and two.
oh yeah, yeah, fourth and inches actually.
Walk me through that. How was that defense feeling on the sideline before, during, and after that moment?
Before that, we already knew play was probably gonna run. You know what I mean? And we're all juiced up on the sideline, just getting ready to see what's gonna happen. I'm confident in the defense. Who we got up front. Who we got in the back end. So I'm already thinking it all will stop. So obviously, when the play's going on, I seen the quarterback try to dribble to the top. I seen Cody, just brick wall him, just stand them straight up. That's a play. Like, that's a play we needed for the game. Obviously, they were trying to drive down the field a little bit. To make that stop, it was huge. So after that, our defense had the momentum. We just kept it rolling after that.
Nice. Speaking of momentum, momentum is a huge thing in sports, basketball, football, all kinds of sports. But in football specifically, certain guys have to get going early, right? There's those guys that like once they really turn it on, it's like the whole defense or the whole offense kind of surrounds themselves with them and just go from there. Who's that guy on your defense that like you know is gonna be a really good day when that guy gets started early?
I'm gonna say Caleb for sure. Caleb or Latham, but obviously them two, it's like the tandem back there in the back end. But Caleb, I'm gonna say for this game, it's Caleb because he just, once he made one play, he just kept it going. His juice was just rolling. He had the whole defense trying to, rally around him and just keep it going. And he just was making play after play after play. It just shows all, it just shows in practice even, his type of play, and just how he just consistently just made the plays that he needed for him to make.
Yeah. You guys, okay, so you guys are officially 25% a quarter into the season. What is the biggest lesson that you've learned so far this season?
For me, just just getting the film room and just keep stacking days because the game only gonna slow down as much as you make it in terms of just how much you know and just another thing I know learn competitive excellence. Just make the play when your number's called. I'm gonna try to maximize all the opportunities I have on the field. Whether I'm getting 12 snaps or 50 snaps, it don't matter to me. I'm just gonna try to make all the plays I can. That can help the team.
For sure. From you said stacking days getting in the film room. From that last week against Marshall, what was the biggest takeaway that you guys had from that when you were watching film?
Um, Pretty much is like start fast again. Like, even the Marshall 8 came down, swinging. I'm pretty sure everybody saw that. They probably thinking, oh, what's going on with the Ohio State defense? Because
Yeah.
they came out like, it's like people didn't expect. But, obviously with a team like that, people expect you, just punch in the mouth, keep it, go next week. But, they were a tough team, to go against. And, you just like don't underestimate nobody, play everybody the same. Just, start out fast. And that's what we try to do at Michigan State. And now we got to just try to do it against Iowa too.
Okay. And then you spoke last time about when you were on about making the most of your opportunities, coming on and just putting good things on film, getting as much things on film as you can. That's how they coach you, right? Of those guys that's on a two deep with you, like you got Aaron Scott, you also got Malik Hartford, those kind of guys. Who would you say besides yourself has made the most growth that you've seen?
I'm gonna just go with Aaron Scott, what I mean, another freshman, that, is in the two deep with me as well. And he just, he makes most of his opportunities as well. Like he's always ready to go. You talking to him on the sideline, he just always, ready to go. There's never like a dull moment or any doubt or anything like that that he doesn't know what he's doing or something. Like he's always just, ready to go. So I've always, I just seen that type of growth from him from the start of, spring ball to, now that, he knows what he's doing, he's balling, he's playing fast, and that's just all I could really ask from him.
Okay, okay. And then not last, well, yeah, this is a question. Last question for you, Jaylen. Like you said, you're a freshman, you're in the midst of things, but like you're also still having to wait your turn. Like you're playing on special teams a lot. You said that like your majority of snaps is on special teams. Third, fourth quarter, that's when you get into games. But what would be your advice for anybody who's in your position? Like you were the guy at your high school, now you're in college, you're behind perennial All-American safeties. What's your advice for those guys who are kind of getting disgruntled?
Just know that you're there for a reason. You know what I mean? Like obviously, I came to Ohio State knowing what was up, but I didn't get discouraged or anything like that. Like I knew I was going to grind. Try to jump as many spots or try to work my way up and like gain trust from coaches. So just don't get discouraged. Like your time's gonna come. Whatever you make of it. And when you get that, when your number's called, make those plays. So to gain the trust of your coaches and take pride in like your role for the team, whether special teams or you're a starter or you're the third guy trying to keep the bench excited, whatever it is. Just take pride in that role and just be ready and just I guess you just gotta work your turn, and when your turn comes, make the most of it.
All right, so you already heard it from him. He said, lock in, play the role the best you can. All right, Jaylen, I'm gonna say this every single week until it happens. I predict this Saturday against Iowa, Jaylen McClain is getting his first interception. You heard it
Yes,
here
sir, man.
first. I'm gonna just keep on saying it until it happens. Eventually, I'm gonna be right.
Yeah, eventually gonna happen.
All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and remember, always get 1% better every single day. Peace.